Kevin, thank you. Now, the ethos driving these racial arsonists is the subject of a famous disagreement in the new book titled The Real Race Revolutionaries. In it, author Alfredo Ortiz goes back to a debate between two 20th century black thought leaders, W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. Now, Du Bois argued that activism and political power were the best way for black Americans to attain racial equality, and that capitalism was inherently racist, while Booker T. Washington believed that black Americans should harness the power of capitalism to become economically independent. Well, the author of that book, Alfredo Ortiz, joins me now. Alfredo, your book is amazing, first of all. Everyone needs to read it. But you posit that the real revolutionaries aren't the people who get all the attention in the press, like Black Lives Matter and all the authors of all the racial books, but rather entrepreneurs. Now, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, Laura, I mean, absolutely. I mean, if we think about this country, I mean, first of all, if you look at minority entrepreneurs, they represent $2 trillion of annual net worth in this country. There's about 10 million of those. And really, those hardworking entrepreneurs, minority entrepreneurs, and small businesses in general really are the ones that have led to the greatest economic boom that we've seen over the past few years under the Trump administration. And so what I basically put forth in this book is that entrepreneurialism really is the best and only way, and free markets, the embracing of free markets, to actually kind of close that divide that exists between economic and racial disparities.
So the victim status mentality, which is really being drilled into kids in school, if they're from a minority background especially, how does that impact the desire to succeed and the desire for objective success and merit-based systems?
Yeah, Laura, that's actually the saddest part of all. I mean, this whole idea of victimhood, that they start early on. I mean, that was one of the things that I actually was the impetus of this book. I actually went into a bookstore and saw a book about, two girls, that were really starting a revolution by basically being activists. And this is the notion that we're teaching our kids, especially our minority kids in school, that to change the world, you should really be activists. Well, I was thinking to myself, how about starting a lemonade stand? I mean, good old-fashioned hard work and grit. It seems to be something that the Democrats don't really embrace. And it was actually pretty interesting when we talked about entrepreneurialism. I actually testified last spring in front of the full House Ways and Means Committee. And the Democrats and their witnesses weren't exactly supportive of my notion. In fact, they called me ignorant overall and inappropriate. So, and Laura, by the way, I grew up poor in Chula Vista, California. I'm not ignorant of this.
So, Alfredo, I would imagine you're not, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most noxious and counterproductive, where do you put San Francisco's proposal for $5 million payments, reparations payments to African Americans in the city? 1 to 10.
I mean, Laura, it's an 11. It's just really, really horrible. I mean, it is off the charts in terms of horrible. The way we see it overall is that really what we need to do is actually have a less government intervention, less involvement by the government. They should really just get out of the way and let entrepreneurs do what they do best, which is, create wealth, create new ideas and innovation. That's something that we really try to develop and deliver in the book.
Alfredo, your life story is the American dream, and there are so many like you who are not heralded. I'm so glad that Lee Habib wrote that great column about you in Newsweek, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know we'll have you back. Now,